What is up, everybody? Welcome to my Cyber Dragon deck profile. First, let me give a shout out to my boy LNU Ignis from LNU Duels. I'm a member to LNU. I'm LNU Tempest, LNU Gale, LNU Zexel. No matter what you call me, you know I'm one of those names, but I am part of LNU, and I'm finally gonna drop my Cyber Dragon deck profile, which I believe is right now at its best capacity for going competitive wise. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment if anything. If you feel like some cards should be in and out of it, you know, we're always open for ideas and thoughts. And without further ado, let's begin with the deck profile. Let's start with the OG, the vanilla, or should I say the dark side, Cyber Dragon. Beautiful art, just amazing. I am a loss for words. But this is your bread and butter. This is why it's called Cyber Dragon. He's such a beast, especially when he goes into your Infinity, your rank 5 plays, anything like that. This is going to be your reason why you win, because of the name Cyber Dragon. So what you want to do is that you gotta play 3 core. You know, if you play anything less than 3, I cannot consider you as a real Cyber Dragon player. This is your searcher to your repair plant, your rev system, your emergency, overflow, all your Cyber Dragon spells or traps, and especially if this card's in your graveyard and you have no other card on the field, you can just banish this, you know, special summon from the deck, and it's such a good card. I definitely believe you should play at least 3, no more, of course, or no less in that matter. With the babies, we're gonna do 3 hers and 2 Nashters. Now, the reason why you gotta play 2 Nashters is Nashter gets really bricky at 3, and sometimes when it's at 1, when you need him the most, he's not there because he's at 1. But 2 is like the roughly good number you should play him as. But, you know, he's not bad. You know, you can special summon if your Infinity's in the graveyard. You can just special summon your Infinity back, you know, and you can just pop off from there, however you want to play it. Hers, though, hers is so amazing with Galaxy Soldier and getting your core back from the graveyard. You know, this card right here saves me plenty times during duels, and I believe definitely you should play this card at 3 and this card at 2. For the last Cyber Dragon, you're going to play the 1 Veer. You know, this card is actually pretty good and pretty bad at the same time, because it's pretty good when you want to go core, and then you can special summon this from your hand automatically to block out Ash or Ogre, you know, cards like that. The only problem is, like, once it's special summoned, and like, cause all your Cyber Dragons on the field gains 500 attack and defense, and since core has 400, and like if it gets to above 500 attack, you know, you can't, you know, obviously machine dupe it, but you know, you can still pop off with it. You know, it saved me a couple times. Playing it at 2 is okay as well. Playing it at 3 is kind of iffy, but I like playing it at 1 because when I need to see it, I most of the time, 9 times out of 10, will see this card. Well, enough of the Cyber Dragon. Let's go with the Still Light Machines. We're gonna go with obviously the 2 Galaxy Soldiers you play 3 of. That's just, I honestly think that's kind of crazy. You play 3 of these. Galaxy Soldier is literally a once per turn, a hard once per turn, and so you play this, and if you get Ash, if you try it again with the other Galaxy Soldier, it's like, okay, but that's it. You know, you can't do anything else after that with Galaxy Soldier. But it's really good with hers because you can chain Galaxy Soldier 1 and then chain to the hers, you know, because this is your go-to play. This is the card that you want to see 9 times out of 10 in your opening hand. And for the last machine, we play 1 GZQ Rule. GZQ Rule is a machine, and the best part about it, the reason why we play this 1 Kaiju is because the simple fact that it's searchable. No other Kaiju monster in the Cyber Dragon deck is searchable. Literally, if you have a Cyber Dragon in your graveyard, you can activate Repair Plant to add this in your hand from the deck, and it's just, you can just kaiju your opponent, and kaiju the biggest threat, and then you just pop off from there. Obviously, I love this card a lot. I was thinking of putting it at 2, but that was kind of iffy. I never followed through with it, but definitely have this card in your deck with Cyber Dragon. It's so good. Well, enough of our machines. We're gonna go with the one Scythe. Yes, we're playing the artifact Scythe just to lock our opponents, because this can go first and second. We're trying our best to make it go first and second. If they have Lightning Storm, if we have this set, no problem. Boom, we special summon. Because a lot of decks nowadays are trying to go Synchro, Fusion, and or Links. So you can just slap this right here. Boom. Your opponent has to pass turn. Even if they, unless they Veiler it, that's the only way out of the Scythe. There's no other way. They could really stop Scythe's effect once it slaps on the field. It's just so amazing. For our hand traps, we play 2 DD Crow, we play 2 Veiler, and then we play the 3 Imperm. I don't play Ash here, and the simple fact we don't play Ash, Ogre, or any of them is because if you read them, none of them says once per turn. You can literally Veiler them twice, DD Crow them twice, or Imperm them 3 times. Literally, these cards are the best hand trap you want to see, and the best hand trap you will ever get. The simple fact that they are not, and I say it again, they are not once per turn. They're not soft nor hard once per turn. You can just keep stopping your opponent's effect, and it's just, it's just so beautiful that when you see these cards and they put in work, it's just a beautiful, beautiful sight. Alright, for our spells, we're wrapping up the Cyber Emergency, triple of them. This is your searcher, your go-to. People always say that they do not want to Ash this, because you can literally just discard a card and just add this back to your hand. Literally, this card is the bread and butter also of the deck, to where the point where it's like they have to think about whether to Ash this or not, because they either think that, okay, he either has a combo piece still or he doesn't. But in the end of the day, if they Ash it, you will return this back to your hand, especially if you drop off, let's say, hers. You get hers effect, and it's just, the combos just keeps going with this deck. And then also, we can't forget about Rev System and Repair Plant. Repair Plant, I play one of. It's a good card, but it's situational in my opinion. Like, playing it at 1, that's all you need for your combo piece. You should be able to, OTK your opponent, or build a board, that your opponent cannot, get out of. And the Rev System is just another card that's a Monster Reborn. I was going to think about putting Monster Reborn in here, but, this has an additional effect of protecting Cyber Dragons from being destroyed by card effect. The other spell we're going to play is the most hated but loved card in the entire Yu-Gi-Oh series, Machine Dupe. And this is the reason why. You play 3 of these. Definitely don't bring it down to 1. Don't bring it down to 2. You've got to play it at 3. I hate to say it, but if you have hers, Naster, or even Core, you can just hit it on the field, activate this to get your 2 Cyber Dragon from the deck, and then boom, there goes your combo. But when you open up with 2, it's just so hurtful to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see this card, I have such a love-hate relationship with it, because it either helps me or it messes me up. But it is a good card once it starts popping off. Our fusion cards, we're gonna play 2 Overload and 1 Cyberload. The reason why we don't play Power Bond is the simple fact that, like, if they stop your attack or anything like that, you're the one that's taking the damage. You want to do as much as you can when it comes to this deck, but don't try to kill yourself at the same time. Overload is such a good card, especially with combo with this too. You just overload to Chimera Tech Rampaging, attack 3 times, and then after that just activate Cyberload to bring back from the banish and or on the field and go twin dragon and then just hit for another 2, and it's just, you know, that's a lot of damage, let's say that. Well guys, we're finally to our trap cards. We're going to go with 2 Overflow, we're going to go with 3 Sanctums, and 2 Trap Tricks. Now the reason why I play 3 Cyber Overflow is because it's a good card, but like you only play 1 Cyberload fusion, so it's like you play this once and you activate Cyberload, that's good, but if you activate this again, you know, you can't be mad at nobody but yourself if you want to think that you can combo off it after that. We play 3 Sanctums because we have Scythe. We're trying to minimize seeing Scythe as much as possible. I was thinking about putting this at 2, but at the same time, you know, you kind of still want to see this card. You want to see this card way more than you want to see Scythe. That's why I put this at 3 and Scythe at 1. And you got Trap Trick. Simple fact, if you don't see Scythe or Sanctum, you're being blessed because you can just activate Trap Trick, set Scythe or Sanctum, and then just, you know, on their turn, activate it, Scythe, boom. You don't have to worry about seeing Scythe ever again in your deck or drawing into them. And Overflow, you know, it's such a beautiful card because it's all one effect, so your opponent can't stop or try to stop it on its activation. Like once you activate it, they have to respond to that right there, but once you start banishing for cost, quote unquote, you know, they can't do anything in response to that, and they have to just let their field just blow up. For our links, we play 1 Almirage and 1 Seeger. That's right, we don't play any other links but these 2. I feel like really you don't go to any other links besides these 2. You go to either for protection, a defensive board, or an offensive board. This is basically you're going first, you're going second. In my opinion, there's really are other links out there that are really good, but I feel like these were like the best out of the entire link. Simple fact that you got a defensive going first and you got an offensive OTK. Alright, now for the Exes, we play, of course, 2 Novas and 2 Infinities. This is why the deck is considered a threat, is because when they see this card with 3 effects, that's just borderline just ridiculous, and they want to get out the way. Literally, you can just slap this here and then just negate one of their effects. It gains 200 for each Exes material, and not only that, but like it can absorb 2. Like that's ridiculous. Like this card right here is the reason why many other decks were trying to play Infinity, and it's just such a good card because it gets slept on. Like sure, it gets played in other decks, but like its effect is really where it's at, because it's not called Cyber Dragon Infinity for nothing, because its effects are infinite, and it's just so ridiculous. Even though they're once per turn, it's still ridiculous how well and how broken they made this card was. For the last Exes, guys, you're going to play the 1 Constellar and the 1 Artifact Scythe Durandal. Constellar is not bad for a rank 5, but at the same time, you know, it could be better. You know, you can just detach material and target 1 monster to, you know, bounce it. But at the same time, it's just like, it's alright, but it could have a better effect, let's say that. But Durandal is where it's out, because if you guys know the combo, literally when your opponent adds a card from their hand, you can just activate Durandal, and then, you know, the draw is just such ridiculous. You know, just leave your opponent totally empty-handed, and makes your opponent like, oh, I should never, probably not add any more cards. You know, they makes them really think, and it's just like, it definitely makes them want to go first. If anything, you know, just try to stop you from activating this effect. That's their only way out to this card. You know, if they go first, or, you know, they have some way out for this card, because it's just so ridiculous, and it's during either player's turn. So, you know, if you have a card, or if you want to put a card in that, you know, that makes both players add, and you have this on the field, you can just be like, activate, draw, and then that's it. You know, it's a really good Exes, especially for a card like this. I don't know why Konami made this card. It's ridiculous. Alright, for the fusions, you play 2 Mega Fleets because there are still links out there lingering. They're gonna play 2 Fortress because originally I played 1, but I'm starting to play 2 now because Orcus, with their new card support and everything like that, now that they're coming out from the graveyard, you know, Mega Fleet and Fortress Dragon will be such good cards against Orcus, in my opinion. You're gonna play 2 Rampaging, the simple fact that it's your OTK card right here. You know, just dump 2 from your deck so it can attack 3 times. Have the Seeger, give it 42 attack, and then that's already OTK. Like nothing's gonna be bigger than this card. Even though it looks small, it's just ridiculous. And then for the last one, you're gonna play 1 Twin Dragon, like I said, with the Cyber Load. You know, from your banish, you know, just send them back to the deck. You know, you got your twin for an additional 2, so you got 5. So you got 3 plus 2 equals 5 attacks. That is ridiculous. You know, I actually like this card the most. The simple fact that, you know, once it hits the field, you can just pop 2 Speller Traps on the field. Boom, boom, there you go. And then you can just dump 2 to attack 3 times. And then you still got this, you know, to follow up to 2 more attacks if your opponent somehow survives. But 9 times out of 10, this card right here is going to do all the job work and everything like that. So, you know, that's for the extra deck profile. I really hope you guys enjoy it. I know people are still going to say Cyber Dragons are not competitive or they're not opposing a threat right now. But in my opinion, this deck actually won me a lot of locals. You know, I top 2nd, 1st, 3rd with this deck alone, and it's just, I keep upgrading it, I keep trying new things with this deck, and as it is right now, I feel like this is as competitive as it's gonna get, unless Konami, you know, they make a new Cyber Dragon support. But I highly doubt it that it's going to come anytime soon. But if it does, you know, best believe I'm going to be on it like no tomorrow. But again, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure, again, thank you so much, LNU Ignis, for, you know, letting me put my Cyber Dragon deck profile here. You know, this is my main deck right here, and I'm glad I'm able to show this to all of you guys. You know, leave a comment if you think some cards should be added, some cards should be taken out. You know, I'm always open to hear ideas. You know, leave a like, you doing anything, and don't forget to subscribe. So, alright guys, peace.